Greetings and salutations, and welcome back to Friedland. I am your host as always. Now, where we last left off, some of my cavalry was getting a bit punched in the face in the north. I was being put under quite considerable pressure in the south by the Russians, but the centre was fairly calm. But beyond that, nothing too crazy as we await the arrival of Bessières and Napoleon. But without further ado, let us get started and see what has happened. So it is about to be 9 PM. I thankfully have a lot of the Russians somewhat stuck in squares as they face my dragoons who are roaming about. These dragoons are in considerable danger, but in this case they were a necessary evil. Hello, those boys routed. Well, that's perfect, because they're not going to obliterate what's left of them now. Further north, let's quickly see while hidden movement's going on. Yeah, the Russian cavalry is pushing hard. Hello. Oof. I lost a gun. I just lost my first gun of the battle. Those dragoons are dead. There's no two ways about that. But they did what I needed them to do, which in this case was delay the Russians just long enough to allow me to pull back more forces. They may have just bought the time necessary to save these boys. Because that's what it was about, buying time. More Russian guns are on their way up. And they're going to start blasting Mortier's troops. More hussars. Specifically guard hussars, guard heavy cavalry is heading that way. Cossacks are on the move. That's gonna hurt. Oof. As I said. They're dead. They're going to get captured. There's no two ways about that. Alright, everyone here is isolated, unfortunately. So, we are going to have to do that. You boys going to go that way. Yeah, so many Cossacks being pesky as a result. Let's get these boys going this way. So, in the north, the cavalry is done. Let's do the artillery. All you can really see is them, so you're not going to shoot at the moment. You will shoot at them. These guns here are going to blast the square, I think. Yeah, they're going to blast the square. The Saxon foot artillery will open fire on the Russian artillery over there. These guns are going to open fire on the Russian guns here. Not really do a lot, unfortunately, but they are going that way. We are going to look to try and get across the stream in time. So let's have a look, see who can you actually see. You can see them, so you'll blast them for me. You're not going to do a lot of damage, but you are going to turn your guns back frontwards to try and help deal with these guns here. And then the final horse battery will hit them. Alright, let's get you back into your parent unit. You can go back towards your parent unit and rejoin it. So where's the rest of them? That's the question. You belong over there. You belong over here as well. We'll shift them along a bit. Fall back. We'll lose 6 of my dragoons. But again, what we're doing is still playing delay for the moment, which is all that matters. Verdier is to launch an immediate assault. So Verdier with Fidel's brigade is to launch an immediate assault. Damn it, they disordered me. That was not what I needed there. Well, 12th Leger and the 2 battalions of the 12th will follow on. In this case, I'm going to throw forward Mortier, I think. I don't think I have much choice on the matter. We will also throw forward the rest of Verdier's division. Helter and Skelter will throw them forward as well. Who can you see? Absolutely no one. Why can't you see them, for example? They're in the way. Again, they're in the way. Well, also the village is in the way as well. Alright, you belong to the Reserve Corps. You belong to the Reserve Corps. You will get moving as well. Boop, boop. Alright, let's get these light infantry forward. With specifically the goal of... not much, actually. These boys will fall back. I don't really need them. These boys, however, are to start slinking at them. In the meantime, Dombrowski, with Dombrowski having arrived, Dombrowski's arrived, which now means all the remaining elements of the 8th Corps. I, for one, will shift this brigade inevitably south. As is necessary, of course. You pour it into them. The 5th Jaeger. Where is your parent unit? Your parent unit is there. When the time comes, you're going to jump into those boys. My situation over here is pretty bad, unfortunately. Still, what have I lost? I've lost a gun and 1,900 men. To about 850, unfortunately. But again, it's a case of... I'm holding him off for the moment. Verdier's arrival should really help tip the scales. If not in my favour, then enough to perhaps slow any aggressive moves by the Russians. And then with my heavy cavalry under Nansuti and Grouchy as a result, all sitting here, that should stop any inevitable moves there. Skirmishing. You're low ammo. So again, my army, I'm getting a little battered, but it's nothing too insane. Yet, anyway. Because they're in square. Had he not disordered the second Leger there, that would have been possibly critical. But he did, so we have to make do. And in this case, all those boys will go back into their battalion. They belong to who? 1st Brigade of 1st Battalion, which would be Ruffin's brigade. So they belong to Ruffin here. And Ruffin, for the most part, is in a fairly nice position. It's a little dodgy, but considering it will get blasted by artillery. But for all intents and purposes, it's a fairly decent one. So, it is also 9 AM, so in an hour and 20 minutes, Bessières arrives. So, we gotta keep holding. The potential loss of an entire brigade of cavalry is not exactly brilliant. But there's nothing I can do about that, really, at this point. You are going to shoot at them. You can't shoot at anyone because you can't see anyone. You, however, will shoot at the square because you can. Picking at the square for a bit more is always good. And with that, I think it's time for any melees. And I think it's time for Vidal to launch. Ooh, that's dodgy. So yeah, had he not disordered them and stopped them in their tracks, I would have assaulted the Lifeguard Grenadiers and probably driven them off. What else can I do? I could look to drive out the Jaegers, but yeah, there's not real any point doing that. Any good melees over here? Not particularly, because my boys having to fall back have been getting isolated. Yeah, I think this cavalry brigade's done. There's just too much Russian cavalry there. Still, for now, once Dombrowski can get here, I should be able to make use of certain things. But we will continue to see. There's no guarantees at the moment, so I could charge them back into the village and drive off some 20th Jaeger, but I don't see the point. They're there for a purpose, even though it's not exactly a good position. Stop doing that, mouse. But for now, I think that is it. So, I'm losing the battle so far, but I'm doing not too shabby, all in all. Beyond the loss of my cavalry brigade up here, potentially, which is pretty appalling, but That was my own fault. For now, however, I shall say thank you for watching. I hope you have enjoyed this next part of Friedland. So, again, I just need to hold on until at least Ney arrives in 2 hours. Hopefully. Then I can possibly use him to do stuff. But for now, I shall say thank you for watching. I hope you have enjoyed. And until next time, I will see you all soon. So, bye-bye for now.